Me personally, one of the worst construction of a roster I've ever seen.
Aaron's not the one that's calling every move that they make throughout the game.
Let's talk about the Yankees on this side, because this is where it actually got juicy. We had the fun side with the Jays. Everyone's laughing. Duh, Yankees lose. They're having a good time. Two Hall of Famers and two Yankees that really had an impact and imprint on that 2009 championship. Alex Rodriguez and then the captain, Derek Jeter. They did not hold back any punches on the New York Yankees, but specifically the Yankees front office. A lot of people wanted to put blame on Aaron Boone. Well, which one we want to go with first, Zach? We want to go with A-Rod first?
It's both of them talking.
It's both of them? Well, guess what? A-Rod and Derek, they said the least of the worries is Aaron Boone. Take a listen.
Look, again, Aaron's been very classy. We've all been very consistent with that. Honestly, from the entire organization, he's got a lot of talent, but for me personally, one of the worst construction of a roster I've ever seen. You have 3 left-handed catchers, you have 5 DHs, you have a first baseman in and out. It's just a very, very difficult hand for Boone, and honestly, they were exposed against a much better Jays team.
Yeah, look, Aaron said it. They got beat. They got beat. Last year you can sit back and talk about the World Series in Game 5, and you can say Yankees beat themselves in that particular game. In this series, the Toronto Blue Jays proved that they were a better team. Right? From top to bottom, they were a better team. What's tough is for the Yankee fans, right? This is the second year in a row that they've watched another team celebrate on their home field. And you can feel the frustration. But, look, those press conferences that Aaron just did, we've all been in them. They're very, very difficult because we've been a part of teams that we thought we're going to win a World Series, thought we were the best team, and it didn't happen, right? So I think sometimes you got to sit down and let it all digest for a minute. And I think it's probably a longer conversation to what you had brought up, Al. But Aaron did a good job. Look, he's working with what he has to work with, and he sticks up for his players. I know he takes a lot of heat. But, look, I'm not saying it from any inside knowledge, but I'm pretty sure Aaron's not the one that's calling every move that they make throughout the game.
Interesting. And we've talked about in the past, and actually for Oriole fans, when that whole conversation about the GM, if the Orioles don't hire a GM, how could they hire a manager?
Yeah.
There are people in the organization that still call the shots.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm bringing that up, in New York, Brian Cashman's been there for a very long time. Brian Cashman is top dog. Now, I don't think it's fully fair to say that the front office is making every single call, but I think it's a good point to make that everyone wants to blame a specific person.
Yep.
And here are two individuals saying, hey, Aaron Boone is the least of your problems. And I know Yankees fans hate that, but I like hearing from those guys because I do believe them that Aaron Boone is not perfect, Brad.
Right.
The Yankees have other issues, and that's another reason why they haven't gone over the hump.
I agree that Aaron Boone's the least of their problems. I think that he's masking a lot or being the front facing of a lot of the underlying issues. And A-Rob was right. 5 DHs? What are you doing with 5 DHs? The construction of the roster makes absolutely zero sense to me. And then you have a lot of players on that team that are also old. And the younger guys just aren't stepping up. I don't really understand where they go from here, other than to really carve out a lot of their roster and start anew. Not necessarily rebuild, but there's going to be a lot of retooling in that Yankees roster for sure.
Yeah, this is. Man, we went into this year, and I don't think any of us were shy about the fact that we were concerned that if there was something bad about the Yankees, and we saw it in that horrible stretch midseason that they seem to always hit, it's Aaron Judge and friends. And when Aaron Judge was out, it depleted them.
Yeah.
They didn't do they couldn't do anything. And you sat there and, I'm going to give Cashman credit. Incredible pitching rotation. He killed it there. They killed it there. Injuries happen. That's part of it. But, like they were saying, you look at it, they started the year out, and Jazz Chisholm, they were just like, hey, you're our third baseman. And even Jazz was kind of like, I'm not really a third baseman, like not the most comfortable. I will play it because that is our best chance.
Yeah.
But halfway through the year, they literally had to move him back because it was so bad. And it was like, okay, well, we don't have a second baseman. Okay, we don't have a second baseman.
Well, they played Volpe for way too long.
Yeah, it's like they were doing all these things. At one point, they had Ben Rice catching.
Yeah.
And what's the big problem with that is it's another lefty. So, okay, what are these platoons doing if, as they were saying, like, you have 3 lefty catchers and you're trying to platoon guys?
Right.
It's like, that's not helping. You have all these guys that are really DHs, and that's not going to help. Funny enough, probably your best player for a lot of the season, most clutch, was Trent Grisham, who was a throw-in on the trade you made. It's like, that's kind of where they were as the Yankees. Is it was Aaron Judge, and that offense, the pitching staff made big time, had big time games that kind of helped them win.
Yep.
The bullpen, even the guys they traded for, imploded at times. And I don't think it's all on Boone. I don't think that this is something where you can look at Boone and be like, if they had a different manager, this was something different. But I think they're at the point where that roster construction, it felt like everyone could see it a mile away of like, hey, if they're not, pitching well, if they're not, having these guys go out there and only allow 3 runs over 9 innings, this offense is very much able to just disappear at times under pressure when they're not hitting the home run.
I think that a lot of fans, if they had a different perception, but I think if you're an Orioles fan or you're a Yankees fan, the reality of what you're seeing is a way of winning baseball. For you to win in the postseason, you're going to have a different philosophy. Because the Yankees, actually, I love their pitching staff, who they have. If Garrett Cole's healthy next year, Cole, you would have had Rondon, Heel, Schlittler looks great. Fried, like, that's a really good staff. Plus the moves they made this offseason, past offseason in their bullpen, they got really good pitching pieces. The problem was, and hey, if you're liking this video, let me just tell you, this channel has a lot more to offer. From behind-the-scenes content, sports betting, and unfiltered takes, you should join our channel memberships. And if you want to unlock exclusive content, private live streams for real-time breakdowns, and we're going to have a sports betting newsletter from yours truly and the rest of the gang here at the Ryan Ripken Show. And on top of that, custom emojis, badges, shout-outs, and straight access to our inner circle. So be a good kid and hit that join button below. All right, now back to the video. You got to execute in the postseason. We heard in Baltimore, situational hitting, not living and dying by the long ball, which the Orioles didn't have a lot of long balls compared to previous years. But for the Yankees, I did mention that they had no hitter that had 18 or more at bats that hit above 230 this postseason. So in this case, Austin Wells, 227, Ben Rice, 222. Anthony Volpe had 16 strikeouts and 26 at bats. He hit 192. Trent Grisham, who was Mr. Clutch that you were referring to, Zach, he hit 138 this postseason. So Aaron Judge, people want to find different ways to knock Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge hit 500, had no PS north of 1,200. He had 13 hits. 1 home run. Aaron Judge was not the problem. Aaron Judge was the only thing that was keeping the Yankees afloat.
Yeah.
So, but what I think was exposed here, guys, is that the old school ways is what's going to get you victories moving forward. The Brew Crew, to me, was a good example. The Brew Crew makes things happen over there in Milwaukee. They're 1 win away from going to the championship series. The Blue Jays, I would argue, are similar in that way. There's nothing on paper that would say, in my mind, that the Blue Jays have the better pitching staff than the New York Yankees, or better pitching staff than the Tigers and the Mariners.
Right.
Yet the Blue Jays won the season series against the Yankees, the Tigers, and the Mariners.
Yeah, they're just playing better baseball.
The little things, man. The little things matter. And in the postseason, like regular season, you can get away with, a couple errors here. We hit a big ball. Do you see how tense it gets in October? An error, one mistake can ruin the series or the season. And for New York, they're going home. But I think a lot of people around baseball, we talked to Don Mattingly, who's the bench coach, also one of the best hitters of his time. He's the bench coach for the Blue Jays. And he said that there's a change going back to a little bit of the old school. You know, new school analytics, it has a place in baseball. No doubt 100%. But you can tell that how Don plays and not striking out and putting the ball in play, the Blue Jays were a way different team. They had the most comeback wins in baseball this year, and they were tough outs, and they made it difficult. And that's why they're going to be a difficult out here as we move towards the next round. But if you are new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show. We're live every Monday, Thursday, and Sunday right here on YouTube, X, and Facebook.